Okay, so I just did a whole demo of Pear Deck for Lunch and Learn, and I totally forgot to record this. So this is my attempt to make up for that because I know there were several of you that said they couldn't make it and wanted to see how this works. So Pear Deck works in a Google Slide, which is awesome, and you first have to get the add-on. So I have it here because I already grabbed the add-on. So you can get add-ons by clicking there and get add-ons. And that should pop up. And so mine says installed and has a check mark, but you just, if you want it, you just click on it and add it. Also, it might be a cool idea to kind of check out other add-ons in here that can help you make lessons. There's tons and tons and tons. So there might be something that really, really works for your class. Okay, and when you do that, it will, the first time I think you have to click add-on again, and then Pear Deck for Google Slides, open Pear Deck add-on, and then it will kind of live up here. So I'm going to do that. And you will see the Pear Deck window. If you come back to your slide and you don't see the Pear Deck window, you're going to want to do that again. You want to either click Pear Deck if it shows up here, or go to add-ons, Pear Deck for Google Slides, and then it opens it up. And so here's what it would look like. So I have this already built from the demo I just did. And all of these slides are templates that I got from their template library. Oh, one more thing. You also want the Pear Deck Power Up at Google extension. So if you just Google Pear Deck Power Up and find the Google extension, mine says remove from Chrome, but you just add to Chrome. That gives you some extra stuff. It's like their 2.0, I guess. Okay, so let's go back here. So they have a whole template library, which I think is where the power is. So they have lesson builders with all kinds of slides for like reflecting, and you just click on it if you want it, and it kind of does its magic and it adds it in there. So now I added it in here, and I can click on anything to change it or move it around. But they have a whole bunch. So here's one. This is a social emotional one. So they have that. Then they have critical thinking slides. So making connections, considering different viewpoints, step up to the solution, all this kind of stuff where then you can personalize for your class. And then there's a bunch of social emotional ones. So this one is that. Here's another one, is a stress checker. And I'll show you what this all looks like as a student and as the teacher as you're navigating it. So you build your PowerPoint, and you can add in slides that are not Pear Deck as well, like static slides that you don't need them to actually interact with, but maybe you need them to read something. You could also add in videos. It's a little weird how they add in videos in here so that it plays on the student side, but once you figure it out, it's super easy. And the awesome thing is Pear Deck has a YouTube channel that has like tons and tons of tutorials on how to do little things in Pear Deck. So go over there if you're kind of like, how do I do X? And it'll show you. They also have a whole bunch of subject area ones. So you can have generic example questions, and then there's one specifically for littles, and then it kind of breaks it down into different ones for each subject area, which I included a bunch of each in here. Okay, so now let's say I have my thing, it's built. I hit start lesson, and it asks me if I want to do student-paced activity. So this is really, really good for the asynchronous learning environment. You can click that. And if I click that, it opens it up in a presentation mode. So if presentation mode for me would be something like if I were in the classroom, I could project on the wall, or if I were in a Google Meets, I could share my screen. So that kind of stuff. And so once it opens it up, it will give you a link that you can copy, or you can share to Google Classroom real easy. So you just click share and you choose your class and you choose your activity. I want to create an assignment. I want everybody to go in there. This is one of the assignments for the week. Assignment week 1, blah, blah, blah. You can add your category. Oh, no, that's not what I want. Oh, you can choose the students and you can choose the topic. And then, of course, it's just like you can schedule or draft. So I would do that. And then it's in the Google Classroom and your students can grab it. So that's easy. Or if you do a learning menu, you want this to be an option in a learning menu, you can just copy the link and paste it into your learning menu. All right, so I'm going to do that. Oh, wait. Actually, I want to grab the link. So I'm going to put the link in here. I'm going to actually join it like a student so you can see what it feels like. So you can see it says presentation session student, and every presentation starts with one of these kind of check-ins, or they can skip it, which is kind of cool. I like that. And there we go. So it starts off on the slide that you, either the first slide or the slide that you select to start it with. So this is what the students see. So while we wait, what is filling your bucket today and what's draining it? So this is what I had our Lunch and Learn participants kind of fiddle around on. And you can either like type, use these pens to type, or to write your answer. There's all kinds of different things. There's a highlighter, there's a pencil. I think you can change the size. There's also a text box. So I could do a text box here. And good. You can't really see it right now. I wonder if I can move it around. Oh, I can. Yeah. So, and then of course the eraser, or you can undo or clear completely. Hide that. Okay, so since it's self-paced, I have these controls here. If it weren't self-paced, they wouldn't have this control. You as the teacher would be controlling it. So this is really great if you, for teacher-led, if you're doing a synchronous meeting and you want them to follow along with you. The teacher, let me see. So as a teacher, I can stop student pace at any time. So let's say, oh, wait, let's go back here. Everybody needs to look at this screen. Then it will bring me to, I'm going to close that out, a screen that I want them to look at. And another thing is, if I want them to stop interacting with that particular activity because I really want their attention, I can do locked screen. So now if I go to the student thing, this is what they say. Your teacher has locked responses for this slide. Or if I want them to stop responding. And then we go to the next one. And so there's some notes that you can also, so the notes that you put in the Google Slides. So for example, we are on slide, that first one, I think. We're on this one. So it kind of adds these notes into that Pear Deck, which is kind of cool. You can also add a prompt on the fly, like, oh wait, let's add something now. How are you feeling? Beginning of the class, everything like that. And then you can turn back on student pace mode. So this might be really good if, say, you want to do the first part, you want it to do all together, you want to do a mini lesson or something, And then you want them to go through the activities on their own. So then you can turn on self-paced mode and it does that for you. And then at the end, open a minute. And then at the end, when you're all done, yep. Also, there is a way to, because I am not, I don't really have any students in here that are doing anything, but there would be a way to show student responses here so you could see how many people have responded and what they've said. And then when you're done, it asks you to give it a session name. So you can use the same PowerPoint over and over for different classes. And every time you start the lesson, it starts it as a new session and gives it a new link and a new code. And then you can name the sessions if you want. Published students takeaways. This is really, really cool. So if I want to, you tick that box. And what happens is the students will be emailed a Google Doc with the Pear Deck slides, the way that they answered it, and then there's a box that shows a space where they can reflect. And so it's finding takeaways. I don't have any takeaways, so it's not going to find anything. Oh, wait, let me see if I can. Here, I'll go in and make some. Oh, I see. Weird. Oh, it goes away. Okay. Student session. Oh, is this one locked? This one's locked. All right, let me start another one. Got it. All right, I'm gonna close that. I'm gonna grab that link. I'm gonna go here. New one. Start over as a student. So now I'm in a student mode, so you can see what I'm just gonna kind of do some stuff. Close that. That's my Screencastify tools. Go here. Oh, type the answer here. Here. Okay. And then, okay. So now as the teacher, I'm going to end session. So if you notice, let me point that out again, actually. End session. It says you have two options. Yes, I'm sure. Or I can leave and allow students to keep working. So you can leave the session open. So this is really great. Like if it's a weekly menu item, you just start the session and then you just leave it open for the week. So I can leave and allow students to keep working. But I'm going to close it because I want to show you the student takeaway thing. So publish student takeaways, save and end session. And it's finding takeaways. And so it found all the takeaways for my students. And this is really, really fun. So you can then share this to Google Classroom. Again, it could be assignment that you want them to look at their takeaways and reflect on it. So reflect, sign, and then, or you can just grab that link and paste it into an email or whatever. But they will also get an email in their inbox of the takeaways. And so what they can do is they can, let's see if I can show you what that might look like. If I go into that classroom, reflect, So here we go. These are all the reflections. And you can see it'll, because I was the only student in that one, it'll show you all of their responses there. And then I wonder if I have one. No. Okay. So this is what the student would see in their takeaway. So it was the name of the slide was Lunch and Learn Demo. The session number was that, my name, date, time it happened. And then they summarize their thoughts of the lesson, and then it shows you slide 1, how they responded, and here's a space, and then there's a space to take notes so they can reflect in the spaces. And then as the teacher, so I went into that Google folder as a teacher to find it, but if you posted the Google Classroom, you can find it through Google Classroom as well. I can make comments then, like to talk about their response here. Comment. Okay. Oh my gosh, there's so much in Pear Deck. I'm barely scratching the surface, but there's a lot you can do in here. And you just kind of have to play around. And like I said, Pear Deck has a YouTube channel, and go into that YouTube channel and use it to learn other stuff. So I hope this is enough to get started. Just remember, you have to get 2 things. You have to get the Pear Deck add-on, and you have to get the Pear Deck power up extension to do some of the higher level stuff. Like I think the takeaways might be one of those. So yeah, I hope you try it out and let me know how it works.